Art Scene, a program of things thought, created and seen. Non-representational artist Ladyjacquelyne Hussey-Pearson was born in England. At a tender age, she moved to Scotland, where she got an early introduction to the world of art. Here is her story.
I was born in England and taken to Scotland when I was about 6 or 8 years old. And I went in for... There was a man who worked in a bar and he saw me doodling and he said, "You need to go in for a competition at the museum." Dundee Museum it was. And I went along and I went in for the competition and I won it. I won a prize. I can't remember now what the prize was. I think it was a gift voucher. And then someone from the Dundee Courier, which is a major paper over there, asked me to go in for another art competition. And it was very obvious from I've been tiny, non-representational art has been my forte. Abstract to the man on the street. I'm politically aware. I create pieces of art from things that fill my life or I feel. I write verse. I take photographs to catch history. I make small films to catch history and moments. Because sometimes in life we're rounding about things and maybe forgot a camera or maybe just forgot to remember that special moment that was actually going on because we take them for granted. And from being in England and being taken to Scotland and going to school there, I was always told that the art wasn't what I should be doing. I should be doing training to be a nurse or a nun even, a nun, because I was at Catholic schools. And as I grew at 11 years old, I entered a beauty competition at a park called Duthie Park. And that was the rage of my artistic. They wanted someone to do the front of the stage to help the painters. And before I knew it, my pretty dress for the beauty competition, I was there with my fingers in the paint trying to do something on the stage, not having a clue what theme they wanted. And it ended up, I went back up on stage for this beauty competition with all these pretty girls. Of course, I was ethnic and beautiful, brown and coffee and cream with freckles. And they were a bit pale, but they all had their pretty dresses on. And me, of course, my dress was covered in paint. And the votes were going on. And lo and behold, this little coffee and cream girl in her painted dress won another beauty competition and won another, and also was commended for her artwork on the stage. So being a child and evolving, you never really understand that these are actually cornerstones of your career as you grow, as you go through the future. Obama reverses Bush's stem cell policy, 2008. First 100 days of history, President Lincoln, Nelson Mandela, Marcus Messiah Garvey, Martin Luther King, Obama, yes we can, first 100 days of history, America, yes we can, Obama for president, Vanity Fair, Vogue, First Ladies, a dream fulfilled, Power of a dream, first 100 days of history, we must begin remaking America, Obama, call for hope, in the cold face of reality. We are ready, the time has come, 100 days of history. Racial white them pull away from Obama, first 100 days of history. Power of Obama, power of Obama. So this painting came from a black man being president of America. We have Marcus Messiah Garvey, Nelson Mandela, many of the greats that have passed so far. And of course, Obama and Michelle Obama, together, president. White House, whitewash, black president. A dream fulfilled. A dream fulfilled. A dream for all who wish it. This painting's called Hu, H-U, Man, M-A-N, human freeze. Because the man always has a look on his face of astonishment when he sees his beautiful ladies, when he wants to tell her he loves her. That human freeze, that moment in life where the woman surrenders to the suppression of her other spiritual half.
Cool. So you're saying...
There are two visions of this painting. As I've first shown you, human freeze, and as I show you, which is the woman's torso.
Little assistance.
Thank you very much, Mr. Smith. Okay, now we have the female torso, the breast, the hips, of course, as Jamaican women have gorgeous hips. So that is it reversed. As I said, the two spirits in one. Human freeze one way, the female the second. Symbol of ancestry. It's actually a triangle which reminds us of the pyramids, but I did it reverse because they say the reverse triangles for the female form. We're forever taking things in, whereas it's reversed around the other side. It means that our energy is bound to the earth. So for the female, and most females will realize that the symbol of ancestry is the pyramid reversed. Okay. At the bar. At the bar is a mixed media with chalks, acrylics. It's actually, if you look at it, it may just look like colours, but there's actually people in abstract form sitting at a bar with all the vibrancy of colour. The swirl of life, which I believe in very much, the beginning, and there's no end, it's continuous, the cycle of life. These sea coral here that are used as decoration in jewellery were actually found on Jamaican beaches. They called to me and said, "Help make me pretty. I've came from the sea and there's nothing else left for me because I am dead." So I brought them to alive, sea coral alive, to wear as jewellery, adornment.
In 1997, Ladyjacquelyne moved to Jamaica, had her first art exhibition at her townhouse, and nothing has stopped her since.
I came to Jamaica, stayed in a hotel for a few months and then found a townhouse, as we do in Jamaica, and nothing could stop me then. This painting was created on Reggae Beach on the way to Ocho Rios. And I was with a friend who thinks I was crazy because I wanted to get the essence of Jamaica and how I was feeling that day. And so it started with different colours in the backgrounds, and I used a pen and pieces of dominoes, which is very Jamaican, Bob Marley, which is very Jamaican, just a piece of cardboard to look like something else. Can we say it now? It's legal. A ganja spliff. I also found the party politics. Guinness, Jamaica land we love, Jesus and Mary, or Mary and Joseph and Jesus, but I put a brown film over them because They were born in Africa, and Africa is a country full of brown people, gorgeous shades of brown. Umea, who crossed the seas and helped the slaves. KKK, the American type of KKK. Africa, the motherland. What is caste? Who is caste? Important people matter. Chinese, browning, Oriental pies or seasoning. Love thyself. Empower thyself. People, you really matter. Classism. Someone else loves me. Love one another. Live with each other. Learn to coexist. Jamaica. First impression. I was friendly with the owners of Red Bones, and I decided to have an exhibition at my townhouse. And over 300 people turned up at this exhibition. I was not showing my own art, I was showing other people's art. Leonard Daly, Zion, Carol Crichton, Andy Jefferson, Bernard Stanley Hoyes, Jean Pearson, Christopher Gonzalez. I had over 20 artists in this exhibition, all mixed up, and people were saying, you cannot mix the intuitives with the masters. Well, I'm here to tell you can mix any kind of art you want to. Art is what the person sees visually. You can do exactly what you want. Have nudes, be nude, take nudes. Just enjoy the art you're creating. This painting's called The Journey. It's like our journey of life. We start in one space and we never end up where we really think we're going to be. But some people say this reminds them of Jackson Pollock, who I admire as an artist. He never used white backgrounds. He always used dark greys, blacks and browns because he was old school. But I am new school and I am in the change of artists. This painting is called The Life Force of Spirals. Spirals from the inner self to the outer self and to the self that is not attached. Life force of spirals. The painting is self-explanatory. This painting was created because I dream of my history. I dream of being on the plains. I dream of being a scientist. I dream of his story, her story, their stories, one stories, love stories, life stories, his stories, war stories. I dream of the peace stories one day. I've had different fragmented training. I studied interior design in '91 and my tutor asked me if I would be interested in doing special paint surfaces on walls. And I, out of 21 people, was the only one that took on that course. So the other 21 did painting and decorating. I also did that, but with special paint finishes. So I went from Irvine College, which is now Kilmarnock College. I think things change over the years, they change names. I was also at Ayr University. There used to be a college, it's now a university, and I studied art there, and I was also an art model for them. Actually, the drawings of me were banned because the King of Ethiopia at that time had came over. There was no nude drawings, it was just that they were very sensual. From there, I worked freelance as the interior, and when I came to Jamaica, as I said, I blossomed as an artist. I promoted artists, I continued to paint myself. I went to Edna Manley, the art school, one of the best art schools in the Caribbean, and probably in the world, because it has a touch of ethnicity that a lot of other universities or art schools does not have. Going to Edna Manley just made me bloom and blossom every more. I came from the chrysalis stage of being the butterfly to actually being the butterfly. I was very lucky. I had tutors, Garth Sanguinetti, my jewellery teacher, Philip Supersad. I was coaching his clay classes, potters. I would coach in the art classes. And eventually, great artists, master artists like Cecil Cooper, Christopher Gonzalez, and Cecil Baugh, a master potter, said, stop hiding in the closet. You need to create and be known. And so for the last 15 years, that has been my project, to create and to be known for the art I create. On the 25th of April, something changed. I feel like my stomach wants to heave, that my heart won't stop racing. After a short time, you put a hole in my heart, a hole in my heart, a hole in my heart, ripping the heart out of Jamaica. This painting came, someone asked me to do a painting because they wanted to have it up on a large wall at their swimming pool. And when they actually saw, after the months I'd been working, I told them I'm nearly ready for them to come and look at it. When they actually saw the painting, they told me it was too big to be beside their swimming pool that was outside. And so I was left with this gorgeous painting, this painting of reflection, this vase of overflowing love. And on this painting, we also use gold leaf paint, as well as acrylic, and English silver mirrors as the mosaic. Yep. Controversial angel, release. I am a woman of fortitude. I am a woman of love. I am a woman because I am. I am a woman who is released. This painting was created in 2007, and I had the honour that it hung in the National Gallery of Jamaica for 3 months on one massive wall to itself. I was so honoured. Controversial angel. This is for all the women who are going through strife, feel boxed in, want to jump out the box, release yourself and be free to be you, who you really are.
Warrior woman, warrior woman, warrior woman.
This painting's called The Elders. The elders are here in shadow form, and the blood of all our ancestors that have disappeared on the ships in the sea, and the sun for the hope that eventually, as a race, we will be free. To be free, to be oneself, to soar up high in the sky like a bird, to be free within. This painting was created from the rhythm of the song, Jah Will Be There. Jamaica, Rastafari, Jesus. This painting, when you walk around these paintings, the eyes follow you. People sometimes find it very creepy.
Ladyjacquelyne is also a musician and plays one of the strangest instruments on earth.
I am a musician. I play an incredible instrument, a didgeridoo. It's actually an Australian indigenous pipe. Only gentlemen are only meant to play this instrument, but they say the instrument chooses you. And this instrument chose me in Jamaica in '99 at a shop in New Kingston called The Bond. I walked through the door and this gorgeous painted stick with a bird on it fell at my feet. I did think it was bamboo when I got it, but then Harold E. Smith, who is a didgeridoo and also plays many wind instruments, whether it be shells, anything he can blow. He comes from Philadelphia. He goes to Australia, he travels all over the world blowing these instruments. He asked me to get my painted stick and let him hear me play it. Well, I did, and the first time I ever performed with this gorgeous didgeridoo was at Redbones with Sonny Bradshaw, Harold D. Smith, and I've forgotten the other major artists, but I want to say thank you to all of them for giving me confidence to blow this incredible stick, because over these years it has been used beginnings of songs, ends of songs, through videos, and I'm a woman playing this. This instrument chose me. In Jamaica, I believe so. I do know there is another 2 or 3 women worldwide that play this instrument, and they also get the same treatment. But hopefully one day, maybe all us women can come together and have a show, because we all breathe into this instrument differently. Some people breathe circular breathing. I have a form of breathing because I was working with reggae artists and different contemporary musicians, that I wanted to be able to do short notes. If you circular breathe, the notes are long, but I can breathe for over 1.5 minutes. That gives different tones. This is the didgeridoo we have been speaking about. It has beeswax on the top. I'm going to turn it round so you can see the beeswax. I was actually given this as a gift just yesterday from a dear friend of mine's who raises bees, so I am so happy. It softens the sound. Now I can shout through it, I can holler. Here's to blowing. This is me warming it up. Now it's warmed, I can feel the heat of it. And my breath is inside.
In 2008, Ladyjacquelyne was chosen to represent Jamaica at the Smithsonian Institute.
I was actually recommended to represent Jamaica at the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C. in 2008. That was an incredible honour for me, but not only was it to represent Jamaica, it was also to represent Africa and the Rastafarian diaspora. And the exhibition was only meant to be running for, I think, 3 months to 4 months. And the exhibition actually ran for 4 years. So that is quite an achievement to be able to be on display in the Smithsonian. The head curator was Jake Homaki. And 12 Tribes here in Jamaica, head office, supported me and helped me to promote the Rastafarian community and Jamaica through the Smithsonian. I've also represented Jamaica at Toronto through the High Commission of Toronto. That was very interesting. We were at the Metro Centre, and to see the Canadians' art amongst ours, I must say Jamaica has something very special. We have a vibrancy that sometimes doesn't come out in the arts of the world.
When asked about the growth of the Jamaican art scene, Ladyjacquelyne had this to say.
The art scene has grown tremendously with young artists. Edna Manley has evolved and been modernised. Artists come from all over the world to come to Edna Manley School, because not only is it an art school, it's also a dance and music school. So it's totally of the arts. The artists of today do not have the masters of the past, but the new tutors of today teach them. What I would like to say to the young artists up and coming, you were attracted to go to art school because of who you are. Please do not take on your tutor's style. That is only to help you to carve your way. Take on their hints and tints, but keep your style. Keep your style. That is what attracted you to the art in the first place.
And what about intuitive art? Is it alive and well in Jamaica?
Yes, there is still many intuitive artists. They maybe don't get exposed so much, but I'm sure there are people out there finding these artists that are hiding in the bush, hiding inside a house that don't want to come out, or just being there under their nose and they've never really paid attention to them, but they can be great artists of the future. Some of the great intuitive artists who have been given honorary degrees from France and Italy, one of them was Leonard Daly. He was an incredible artist. Another artist who was very much revered from artists abroad is Alan Zion. And then we would have an artist like Capo. We have many artists that just don't have the recognition of being an artist in Jamaica. There's a saying in Jamaica, Jamaica now love their own until they go abroad and then come home.
That's our show. Join us next time for more art. Scene.